Mama Bisi, this your husband's daughter. Are you seeing her like this?
Yeah.
The girl is glowing, oh. Very soon she will just outshine your own Bisi.
Hey bestie, you know how life in Africa can be, full of drama, love, and unexpected turns. Today's story is one of those that'll make you laugh, think, and maybe even tear up a little. So grab your tea, get comfortable, and let your bestie tell you a story. Mama Beezy, this your husband's daughter. Are you seeing her like this? The girl is glowing, oh. Very soon she will just outshine your own Beezy. You better act fast. Those were the words of Mama Beezy best friend. Ada was 7 years old the day her mother did not wake up. The house felt strange without her voice. No one called Ada my baby that morning. No one tied her wrapper properly or brushed her hair while humming a quiet song. Men went in and out. Women moved around the room, talking in low tones. Someone held Ada back when she tried to run to the bed. She did not fully understand the word gone. She only knew her mother's eyes were closed and would not open again. She knew her body was cold when Ada touched her hand for the last time. After the burial, people went back to their own houses. The noise reduced. The only thing that stayed with Ada was a small enamel cup with blue flowers on the side. Her mother had used that cup to feed her pap when she was small. She washed it herself and kept it on a high spot, away from other plates. Whenever she missed her mother too much, she would bring the cup down and hold it close to her chest. Sometimes she wiped imaginary dust from the rim. Sometimes she pressed it to her face and closed her eyes, as if the cup could still carry her mother's warmth. Mr. Ease loved his daughter, but the loss broke something in him. Before his wife died, he used to talk and laugh more. He would come home from work, lift Ada up, ask about her day, and gist with his wife. Now, he woke up early, left the house, and came back late. He still paid her school fees, still bought small things she needed, but his words were fewer. "How was school?" he would ask. "Fine, Papa," Ada would answer. He would nod, pat her shoulder, and fall into silence. Sometimes Ada would sit by his side and hold his hand the way her mother used to do. His fingers squeezed hers gently, but his eyes were far away. He stared at nothing, like someone lost inside his own head. Ada wanted to ask, "Papa, are you also going to leave me?" But the words never came out. In Akuma village, people watched them. "Mr. Ease cannot continue like this," one woman said at the stream. "True. Who will cook for him? Who will help train the girl?" another replied. They began to say he needed a new wife. At first, they said it softly. Later, they said it to his face. "You are still a man," they told him. "You cannot raise Ada alone. Marry again. Do it for the child's sake." Little by little, those words started to follow him everywhere. The talk in Akuma did not stop. At the stream, in front of the shops, after church, everywhere Mr. Ease turned, someone had one sentence for him. "Brother Ease, you need a woman in this house. Think of Ada. A small girl needs a mother." He tried to smile and wave it off at first. But loneliness is loud when a man goes home to an empty house. One day, a church member told him about a widow who was calm and hardworking and would treat Ada like her own. Her name was Mama Beezy. They met a few times. She spoke with a soft voice and called him Brother Ease with respect. She said she understood pain. She said she wanted peace and family. When he mentioned Ada, she smiled. "Ah, I love children," she said. "I even have one daughter. Her name is Beezy. Your Ada will now have a sister." Those words touched him. A sister for Ada. Maybe that would help. Soon arrangements were done. One morning, people gathered again in front of Mr. Ease's compound. This time it was not for burial. It was for a small wedding and welcome. Women sang. Men greeted. Children peeped from corners. Ada tied her best wrapper and stood quietly by the door, watching. Mama Beezy entered the compound carrying a small bag. Beside her walked Beezy, round-faced, with sharp eyes, about the same age as Ada. People clapped and welcomed them. Mr. Ease smiled, a tired but hopeful smile. "Ada, come," he called. "Greet your new mother. Greet your sister." Ada bent her knees to greet Mama Beezy and then looked shyly at Beezy. "Welcome," she said. "I am Ada." Beezy only nodded, her eyes moving around the house like she was checking what belonged to her now. That night, after everyone left and the house became quiet, Ada sat on her mat thinking. A mother. A sister. Maybe things would be sweet again. The next day, she climbed the small stool in the corner and brought down her most precious thing. The enamel cup with blue flowers, the one her late mother used for her pap. She wiped it carefully and went to the room where Beezy was sitting. Take, Ada said with a small smile. This was my mummy's cup. You are my sister now. We can share it. Beezy looked at the cup like it was dirty. Is this old thing what you are happy about? She asked. She pushed Ada's hand away. The cup slipped and hit the floor with a small sound. It did not break, but Ada's heart jumped. Mama Beezy, who had been folding clothes, laughed. Ada, from today, everything here is for both of you, she said. Learn to share. Don't hold anything like it is only yours. But from that day, share began to mean something else. When there were 2 meats in the pot, the bigger one went to Beezy. When Mr. Ease bought new slippers, they somehow ended up on Beezy's feet. If he brought home a fine dress and said, "This is for Ada," Mama Beezy would smile and say, "Let Beezy wear it first. Ada can manage the old one." Each time Ada opened her mouth to complain, Mama Beezy's voice cut her. Don't start. In this house, we don't spoil children. Learn how to manage. Your sister needs it more. Slowly, Ada began to see that she had gained a stepmother and a sister, but she was losing her place in her own father's house. The change started showing more at mealtimes. Before Mama Beezy came, Ada and her father would sit on the small table and share whatever he could afford. Sometimes it was only Gary and soup, but he always tried to make sure she felt included. Now, 3 plates stayed on the table, but they were never equal. When Mama Beezy dished food, she always looked at Beezy first. "Beezy, come and eat before the food gets cold," she would say with a smile. Beezy's plate carried the bigger piece of meat, more soup, more everything. Ada's plate came last, with little soup and a thin piece of meat that almost hid under the bone. One evening, Ada stared at the plates and gathered courage. "Mama, the meat is not equal," she said quietly. Mama Beezy turned sharply. "So you have started counting meat in this house? Are you the one that bought it? Eat what you see or leave it." Beezy laughed and dipped her hand in her own big piece, licking her fingers loudly. Ada looked at her father, hoping he would say something. Mr. Ease shifted on his chair. "Just eat, Ada," he muttered. "Don't start argument." The same thing happened with clothes. One day, Mr. Ease came back from town with a nylon bag. "Ada, see what I bought for you," he said, a small smile on his face. Ada's heart lifted as he brought out a simple but fine gown with small flowers on it. She held it against her body, happy. Before she could even finish admiring it, Mama Beezy collected the gown. "Ha, this dress is too fine for Ada," she said. "She will stain it. Let Beezy wear it first. Ada can be using her old things. She is used to it." "But Papa said it is for me," Ada whispered. Mama Beezy faced her. "And so, is your father blind? Can he not see that Beezy is the one that needs fine things? You can manage. After all, your mother also used to manage." She folded the new dress and handed it to Beezy. "Go and try it on, my daughter," she said warmly. "Let me see how it fits." Beezy ran inside cheerfully. Ada stood there, fingers empty, throat tight. Any time Ada tried to talk, the insult came quick. "One day you will talk yourself into trouble," Mama Beezy would snap. "You are just like your weak mother, always forming gentle but no sense." Sometimes she added, "If not for me, who would even look at you? Be thanking God your father married me." The words stung every time. Ada would look at Mr. Ease, waiting for him to defend her mother's name. He would clear his throat, avoid her eyes, and say nothing. He told himself he was keeping peace. But slowly, in that same house where Ada was born, she began to feel like a visitor. Beezy became the bright, celebrated child. Ada became the quiet shadow that moved around them, learning how it felt to be one loved and one ignored. By the time Ada turned 15, she had grown taller, but inside the house nothing changed. Beezy still got the bigger meat. Beezy still wore the finer clothes. Ada still moved like someone who did not want to disturb anybody. When the pain became too much, she poured it into work, fetching water, going to farm with neighbors, helping women at the stream. People started to notice her, even if her own family did not. One morning at the stream, a group of women stood washing and talking. Ada knelt by the edge, rinsing her calabash quietly. "Ada, come here," one of the women called. She looked up, a little shy. "Ma." The woman smiled. "You don't know you are now a big girl, eh? See how you have fine face and neat body." Another one joined. "If good men still exist in this country, one rich man will just come and carry you from this Akuma like this." Laughter followed. Ada covered her face with her hand. "Please leave me," she said, smiling small. "Me that is just managing in my father's house." "That is how it starts," another woman teased. "You think rich men don't like humble girls? One day you will just hear. Ada has married one big man in the city. Don't forget us when you start entering big cars. Oh. They all laughed again. The talk was light, but it entered Ada's heart. For a brief moment, she wondered what it would feel like if someone truly chose her. Then she pushed the thought away and continued with her water. None of them knew that not far from the stream, someone else was also listening. That same day, Femi Balogun, son of Billionaire Balogun, was passing through Akuma village. He had told his security to stay back and let him move with just one driver and one plain car. He was tired of always seeing life from a distance inside meetings and big houses. He wanted to see how normal people lived. "Drop me near that footpath," he told his driver. "I want to walk small." He wore simple jeans and a plain shirt. Nobody looking at him would think of Osso Rock or billions in any account. As he walked, he heard voices and followed the sound until he reached the stream. He stayed a little behind, where they could not see him clearly, and watched. His eyes went straight to Ada. She did not talk much. She greeted everyone with respect, carried her calabash herself, and listened more than she spoke. When an older woman tried to lift a very full pot and almost lost her balance, Ada dropped her own and ran quickly. "Mama, let me help you," she said. She steadied the woman's pot first, then later filled her own. No show, no noise. Just simple help. Femi felt something shift inside him. It was not just her face. It was the way she moved, the way she put another person before herself without looking for praise. He stood there quietly, watching her calm smile, and the picture refused to leave his mind even after he turned back to meet his car. Femi did not forget the girl from Akuma. Back in Abuja, meetings came and went. Files moved across his table. People greeted him with respect because he was Billionaire Balogun's son and a billionaire in his own right. But when he closed his eyes, he still saw one simple picture: a slim village girl steadying an old woman's water pot before thinking of her own. One day, during a family discussion, his father asked, "Femi, when will you settle down? You are no longer a small boy." Femi smiled. "I don't want a woman that is only chasing money or name," he said. "I want someone with sense and calm heart." Billionaire Balogun laughed. "Then find her. Use your head." Not long after, news began to move round the country. Femi Balogun was ready to choose a wife. He would not just pick from his father's circle. He wanted to meet young women from different places in Enugu City. Character would matter more than beauty. That was the main talk. By the time the news reached Akuma village, it turned into a fire. At the stream, at the market, inside small compounds, everybody talked about it. "Have you heard?" One woman said, pounding yam. "The billionaire's son wants to marry. They say he will see girls in Enugu. They are even allowing village girls to go." "Ah, God has remembered some families," another replied. "Imagine your daughter marrying into that kind of place." Mothers in Akuma started opening boxes they had kept for special days. Wrappers that had been folded for years came out. Old jewelry was polished. Tailors received new work. Advice poured like water. Don't talk too much when you reach there. Greet well. Bend your knees. Show respect. Don't go and disgrace me. Oh, remember whose child you are. Girls practiced how to sit, how to greet, how to smile small but not too much. Some even practiced how to say, "Good afternoon, sir," in a calm tone. At the stream, the teasing moved to another level. "Ada, your time has come. Oh," one woman called. "You that helps everybody. Maybe Femi Balogun will help you too." Another laughed. "If they are really looking for good character, they should just carry Ada and go. See how she is always quiet, always ready to work." Ada shook her head, but her cheeks warmed. "Please leave me," she said. "Me that they don't even notice in my own house. How will one big man notice me?" "You don't know tomorrow," the first woman replied. "Just make sure you bathe well. If they call Akuma girls, you must follow." They laughed, but their words stayed with her. For the first time, Ada allowed herself to imagine standing before someone who actually saw her. She was still smiling to herself when she noticed a shadow at the edge of the path. Mama Beezy had come to the stream later than usual and had heard enough of the talk. As the women mentioned Ada's name again, something hard rose in Mama Beezy's chest. "Ada, Ada, Ada," she thought. "Everywhere I turn, it is Ada." Her eyes moved to Ada's calm face and then to her own daughter Beezy, who was at home, busy admiring herself in a small mirror. A sharp fear entered her heart. What if this talk enters Femi Balogun's ear? She asked herself. Right there, by the stream, jealousy sat down beside her and refused to stand up. That evening, the house was quiet. But Mama Beezy's mind was not. She watched as Ada moved around, clearing plates and sweeping the small sitting room. The women's voices at the stream kept ringing in her ear. If they are really looking for good character, they should just carry Ada and go. She pressed her lips together. When Ada finished her work and went to the back to wash, Mama Beezy went to where Mr. Ease was sitting. "Brother Ease, we need to talk," she said, sitting down with a heavy sigh. He looked up, already tired. "What is it again?" "It is about Ada," she began. "This your daughter is becoming a problem." He frowned. "What has she done now?" Mama Beezy rolled her eyes. "You think people in this village are not talking? They say she is too forward. She now answers men anyhow. She is growing into a woman. Before you know it, one small boy will spoil her, and they will say our house has no control." "That is not true," he said quietly. "Ada is not like that. She is a calm child." "That is what you think," she fired back. "You are a man, you don't see everything. It is we women that know these things. I don't want shame to fall on this family. Your name is also my name now." He sighed and rubbed his face. "So, what do you want me to do?" She lowered her voice, as if she was suggesting something holy. "Send her to your sister," she said. "Let Ada go and stay with Auntie Kem in Oba town. There she will learn work. She will be far from village boys and far from bad talk. It is better for her, and better for our peace here." Mr. Ease kept quiet for a long time. He thought about the way Mama Beezy and Ada clashed with small things. He thought about the gossip he had already heard from people who did not mind their business. He thought about his own tiredness, the way he hated noise in the house after work. "Are you sure this is the best thing?" he asked weakly. "Yes," she said at once. "It is for her safety, and for this home. Or do you want problem to come tomorrow, and they say it is because of your stubborn daughter?" The word problem hung in the air. Slowly, with a heavy heart, he nodded. "All right," he said. "Talk to Kem. If she agrees, Ada can go." That was all Mama Beezy needed. Very early the next morning, before the cock crowed twice, her voice cut through the quiet. "Ada, wake up. Stand up and pack your things. You are traveling today." Ada sat up, confused, her heart jumping. "Traveling? To where?" "To Oba town," Mama Beezy replied, already pulling out an old bag. "You will go and stay with your father's sister. She will train you there. Your father has agreed. Hurry up. There is no time." Ada looked towards the door, hoping to see her father, but he was standing outside, back turned, pretending to check something on his bicycle. With shaking hands, Ada folded 2 wrappers, one old dress, her school books. Then she climbed the small stool and brought down the enamel cup with blue flowers, her mother's cup. She wrapped it carefully inside her clothes. By the time she stepped onto the road with the raffia bag on her shoulder, her friends from Akuma had heard. "Ada, where are you going?" one girl asked, running up to her. "They say I should go and stay with Auntie Kem in Oba," Ada said, trying to smile. Her lips trembled. Her friends hugged her tight, eyes wet. "Don't forget us," one whispered. "Don't forget Akuma." She turned back once. Mama Beezy stood in front of the compound, arms folded. Beezy peeped from behind her with a small, satisfied smile. Mr. Ease stayed inside, unable to face his daughter. Ada swallowed her pain and faced the road. In her heart, she prayed, "God, please don't leave me. Be my mother. Be my strength." Days turned into weeks after Ada left for Oba town. In Akuma village, her name slowly left people's mouths and entered only their thoughts. Life moved on. News from Enugu City grew louder. Posters, radio, and word of mouth all carried the same gist. Femi Balogun's wife selection event was close. Girls whispered about dresses and makeup. Mothers talked about transport and where they would stay in Enugu. Men shook their heads and joked that daughters now had bigger dreams than their parents. Inside Mr. Ease's compound, the excitement was different. For Mama Beezy, this was the chance she had been waiting for. One afternoon, she dragged out a wooden box she had kept near the corner of her room for years. She dusted it with her wrapper and opened it with care. Inside were things she hardly used: her best George wrapper, thick beads, shiny slippers, and a small bottle of sweet-smelling oil. "Beezy," she called. "Come here, my queen." Beezy walked in, already smiling. "Yes, Mama?" "Sit down," Mama Beezy said. "Let us plan well. This is not village play. This is Enugu. This is the billionaire's son we are talking about." She spread the wrapper on the bed and held it up. "See this cloth? I kept it for a special day. Today I know why. It is for you. When you tie this wrapper, no other girl will stand near you. That billionaire will not look at anybody else. Beezy laughed, pleased. I told you, Mama. I was born for this kind of life. Mama Beezy uncorked the small bottle of oil and poured some into her palm. Remove your blouse, she said. Let me rub your body well. Your skin must shine. When the light touches you, even his guards will turn and look. She began to rub oil on Beezy's arms, shoulders, and legs, pressing it in small circles. See you, she said proudly. Fine face, fine shape. And that Ada they were shouting about? She is far away now. She cannot block your star again. Beezy smiled at her reflection in the small mirror leaning against the wall. Even with just her slip on, she posed, turning her head from side to side. Let them bring all the girls from all the villages, Beezy said. I am not afraid. Is it not beauty? Is it not packaging? I have both. Mama Beezy nodded eagerly. Remember what I told you, she said. When you reach there, walk like you own the place. Don't act like a local girl. Talk with confidence. Look him in the eyes. Men like that. Don't worry, Mama, Beezy replied. I know what to do. Ada was never meant for this level. Some people are born to suffer. Me, I am not one of them. She tied the wrapper loosely around her waist just to see the effect, then added beads around her neck. She twisted her mouth into a small smile and raised her chin. In the small broken mirror, she saw not a village girl from Akuma, but a woman who believed the road to Abuja and wealth was already opening before her. The day of the Enugu event finally came. From different towns and villages, young women arrived with their mothers, aunties, or older sisters. Some wore simple gowns, some wore wrappers and blouses, others mixed native and English wear. Everybody tried to look neat and presentable. Inside the event hall, Femi Balagan sat with a few elders and organizers. They had agreed that he would meet the girls one by one, greet them, and ask small questions. Nothing too serious. He wanted to see how they carried themselves. Call them in, one elder said. The first young woman entered. She bent her knees slightly. Good afternoon, sir, she greeted softly. Femi nodded. Good afternoon. What is your name? They spoke for a short time. She answered with respect. When she left, another girl came. Some were shy, some were more free, but most remembered to greet well and keep their voices calm. Outside, the line moved slowly. Mothers whispered last-minute advice. Greet him well. Don't rush your words. Smile small. Beezy stood in line with Mama Beezy behind her, head high, wrapper tied perfectly, beads shining on her neck. Remember what I told you, Mama Beezy whispered. You are not a small girl. Walk in there like you already belong there. Don't go and be bending up and down like a housemaid. Beezy smiled. Don't worry, Mama. This is my stage. When it was her turn, she adjusted her wrapper and walked in as if the place belonged to her. She did not bend her knees. She only dipped her head small and lifted her chin at once. Good afternoon, she said, not adding sir. Femi watched her quietly. Good afternoon. What is your name? He asked. My name is Beezy, she replied. From Akuma. People say I am the most beautiful in my village. I know I will fit your level and your lifestyle. Some of the elders glanced at one another. Femi kept his voice even. Why do you want to marry someone like me? He asked. Beezy smiled like it was obvious. Because I deserve a soft life, she said. I cannot suffer. I like enjoyment. I know I am too fine to waste in a normal home. A man in your position should have a woman like me by his side. The room went silent for a moment. One elder shifted in his seat. Another cleared his throat. Femi looked at her fully, his face calm. You are beautiful, Beezy, he said. But beauty without respect is empty. It does not last. It is like food without seasoning. Fine to look at, but hard to swallow. A small sound moved through the room. One of the women at the back pressed her lips together to hide a smile. Another shook her head slowly. Beezy's face burned. For the first time that day, her confidence shook. She forced a laugh. I am only being honest, she tried to say. Femi nodded once. Thank you. You can go now, he replied, already signaling for the next person. She walked out, hands suddenly cold. Outside, Mama Beezy rushed to her. How was it? She asked quickly. Did he like you? Beezy swallowed. He said I don't have respect, she muttered. Mama Beezy's heart dropped. The strong picture she had carried in her mind, of her daughter beside the billionaire's son, began to crack slowly, like glass under pressure. The hall slowly emptied after the last girl left. Chairs scraped. People stretched their legs. Some mothers began to gather their bags, whispering and guessing who Femi might choose. But Femi himself did not feel ready to choose anybody. Names and faces rolled through his mind. Fine clothes, bright makeup, plenty smiles. Yet something was missing. It felt like when you taste food and no one important ingredient is not there. One of the elders leaned toward him. "So, Femi, do you have any idea yet?" he asked. Femi rubbed his palm on his knee and looked toward the open door, as if he was expecting someone else to enter. "Not really," he said honestly. "Many of them are fine. Some have sense. But the person I'm looking for is not here." The elder frowned. "What do you mean?" "We called them from different places. Even from small villages." Femi's mind went back to the stream in Akuma. He remembered dusty slippers, a simple wrapper, laughter that was not loud but warm. He remembered the way the girl had dropped her own pot to help the older woman without forming importance. He turned to the side where some elders from Akuma and nearby areas sat. "Sorry, sirs," he said. "Let me ask you something. Are you sure all the young women from your side came?" They looked at one another. "As far as we know, yes," one replied. "We told them early. Anybody that wanted to come came." Femi shook his head slowly. "There is one I did not see," he said. "I met her before. Not here. At a stream in one village. She is slim, quiet. She was helping an old woman with water. She did not know anybody was watching." A younger elder leaned forward, curious. "Which village is that, sir?" he asked. "Akuma," Femi answered. It was Akuma village. At the mention of the name, a few of them exchanged quick looks. One of the women sitting with the elders clicked her tongue softly. "Akuma," she repeated. "Could it be that girl? What is her name again?" "Ada," another supplied. "Mr. Iza's daughter. The one people used to praise for being humble. I heard her stepmother pushed her out." "Yes," the first woman said. "They sent her to his sister in Oba town. Some people said it was for training, but we know how these things are. The woman did not want her in the house again." Femi's chest tightened. "So she is not in Akuma anymore," he said slowly. "No, she is not," they replied. "That is why you did not see her here. If not, someone like her would have followed the other girls to Enugu." He sat back, silent. All day he had listened to words, watched faces, weighed attitudes. Yet the only picture that refused to leave his mind was of a girl that was not even given the chance to stand in front of him. While others around him counted beauty and display, his heart settled on the one girl who was missing. News travels fast, but that week it traveled with special speed. After the Enugu event, one of the women from Akuma who had sat inside and heard Femi ask about the quiet girl from the stream went home restless. She told her husband, and he told his cousin in Oba town, who happened to know Auntie Nkem. By the time the story reached Nkem, it sounded almost unbelievable. They said the billionaire's son described one girl from Akuma, the cousin reported. Slim, gentle, helped an old woman at the stream. They said her name is Ada. "Is it not your brother's child?" Auntie Nkem's heart jumped. "Ada," she repeated. "Are you sure?" "They called Mr. Iza's name clearly," the cousin replied. "They said the boy has been thinking about her. He was not happy she did not come." As soon as she was alone, Nkem wiped her hands on her wrapper and picked up her phone. Her fingers shook as she dialed her brother. "Ease," she said when he answered. "What did you do to that girl?" He sighed. "Which girl again?" "Your daughter, Ada," she snapped. "Do you know big people are asking after her? They said the billionaire's son was looking for her in Enugu. He described her from the stream. If I did not know better, I would think it is another child." Silence sat between them. "Well," she pressed, "is this how you throw away your own blessing?" Mr. Ease felt like the ground had shifted. In that moment, all the small choices he made just to keep peace came back to him like a slap. "I made a mistake," he said quietly. "I allowed my wife to push me. I thought sending Ada away would solve problem. I did not protect her. Nkem, I failed her." His voice broke a little. "What do you want me to do now?" he asked. "Allow me to bring her back and stand by her," Nkem replied. "If they are still looking for her, I will follow her myself. This time, nobody will shift her aside." "Please," he said. "Do it. Help me correct what I have spoilt." That evening, Nkem called Ada to sit. "There is something you need to hear," she said. When she finished explaining, Ada just stared at her. "Me?" she asked softly. "The billionaire's son?" "Yes, you," Nkem answered. "God did not forget you on that road, Ada. Pack your things. We will first go home to Akuma. Your father must see you. Then we will go to Enugu." Going back to Akuma was like walking into a story that had paused. Children pointed. Women whispered. Mama Beezy's face drained of color when she saw Ada step into the compound with Nkem. Mr. Ease came out slowly, eyes wet. Ada, he said, voice shaking, I am sorry. I did not stand for you. I chose quiet over truth. Forgive me. She looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. I forgive you, Papa, she said. I asked God to be my strength. He has not failed me. From there, Auntie Nkem took Ada to Enugu for a private meeting. No crowd, no line. Just a small office, a table, 2 chairs. Femi wore simple clothes again. When Ada entered, he stood. We have met before, he said gently. At the stream in Akuma. She smiled faintly. I did not know anyone important was watching that day. That is the point, he replied. You were kind when nobody was watching. I have seen many faces these past days, but you are the one I could not forget. They spoke about her life, her mother, Oba Town, and even her pain. Her answers were honest, not decorated. He listened carefully, then said, Ada, in the middle of all the noise, you are the one that stood out to me. Not because of dress. Because of heart. Back in Akuma, people now use Mama Beezy and Beezy as an example of how jealousy can blind a person. Beezy could not boast anymore. She lowered her eyes when people mentioned Ada's name. Ada did not dance on their shame. She simply lived as she had always done, quiet, respectful, grateful. Her rejection turned to honor, and everyone could see the lesson clearly. No stepmother's plan, no wicked talk, no pushing aside could stop the destiny that God had already arranged for her. Okay, bestie, that one touched deep, didn't it? Life really has a funny way of teaching us lessons through people we least expect. If you felt this story like I did, drop it in the comments. And don't forget, your bestie's got more stories coming your way, so hit subscribe and stay close. Till next time, stay kind, stay real, and stay my bestie. Because you know your bestie never runs out of stories.